The single-family residential home market is an overlooked sector by the union construction industry. In 2018, the top 5 new home builders in the Twin Cities area had gross revenue of $1.4 billion. That's $100 million more than it cost to build U.S. Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings. When the bottom fell out of this market in 2008, the locals and contractors were on the verge of losing our share of the residential work in the Twin Cities. With the help of all of our members and working with our contractors, we created an innovative solution, the Residential Rebate Program. Today we compete against the non-union competition in the residential market and kept a large portion of the market share in the Twin Cities. And this is our story.
90% of our business is new residential, single and multifamily. 40% of that total would probably be large national high-volume builders. You know, the signs that people from all over the country see, Lennar, Pulte, people like that. And the other 50 to 60% would be local builders and regional builders, which play a prominent role with our company too. So that's kind of the makeup in what we do. I think this year we're probably on target to do anywhere from 1,000 to 1,100 single-family homes.
We do a little bit of commercial work, but mostly residential. I would say maybe 90 to 95% of the work we do is residential. And of the residential work that we do, I would say about 60% of that is remodeling. And the 40% would be service and repair work. So we tend to have a specialty of working on older houses with older plumbing and heating. And we also do service work. We've thought about, over the years when we got very busy with remodeling, we thought about going away from the service work, but we've never really done that because it's important to kind of smooth out the slow times, and the service work has always done that for us. So we don't want our customers necessarily calling someone else for service work.
Most of our business is small commercial, tenant improvements, and residential service. We have 2 residential service plumbers. One does commercial and service, and one does strictly residential.
The majority of our business is residential construction. We do a lot of work for the national builders, D.R. Horton, M.I. Homes, Lennar, and some custom builders.
So the recession hit, 2007, 2008, and us, like everyone else, the phone stopped ringing, and there was less work out there for remodeling contractors.
Everything was going good up till 2007, 2008. And as you know, being a business that's 90% involved in housing, it was tough. I mean, it was survival at the fittest. I mean, I can recount days getting calls Sunday nights from contractors saying you literally have to drop your prices by this such and such an amount, or your non-union competition is going to be in here tomorrow.
I call it the Great Recession. In 2008, when everything kind of went kaboot, I was managing probably 14 men at that point, and it was like Black Friday. You're laid off, you're laid off, you're laid off. Our shop went, I was working for Gens & Ryan at the time, our shop went from like about 120 plumbers down to about 30.
10 years ago, this market, I would say we were in the height of the downturn. It was tough.
It was tough. And that's when the unions and the contractors started talking about a rebate program, which really helped us out.
The rebate program came up in 2010, which we signed up for, and it's been working great for us. We noticed the change in it right away because we were starting to ramp up with more guys and more equipment and more trucks. It just helped the cash flow to be able to put the money towards equipment and trucks and bringing guys in as the phone kept ringing and we were pursuing more work. And because of the market was a little bit different back at that time where it came on, there was a lot of non-union people out there doing the type of work that we do. And so that was able to help supplement and let us be more aggressive.
Through the recession in that 2009 through 2011, we lost some market share. With the rebate program, that's helped bring our market share back up into this area. And now we're probably, the market share being around 80%.
Without that rebate, it would be harder for us to want to keep.
The service side
Service side.
of our business.
Right.
With the Great Recession, if we wouldn't have had the rebate, we would have had to make other significant changes like we had to do in 2007. We would have had to probably lay other people off, and we would have had to make other tough decisions. I would think that we'd still be in business, but our business would look significantly different.
We do have 65 plumbers currently working with us, so we have grown from that original 15 to 30. Now we're at 65 plumbers and doing majority of the work in town here.
In 2010, we had 35 employees. Now in 2019, we have about 150. That growth was really spurred by the rebate program. We take that rebate money and we put it right back into the business. We invest in tools and trucks and equipment so our employees can get the job done fast and efficiently.
The rebate program has been great for not only our contractors but us as plumbers. All plumbers get paid the same whether or not we work in a hospital or fixing Mrs. Johnson's kitchen faucet. It allows our contractors to stay competitive with our non-union competitors, giving them money back for working in the residential market, keeping us busy and staying working.
I was laid off at a non-union shop and I came over here. I haven't had a day off since.
You know, you talk about the rebate program, that is, I think, a big part of our brotherhood and our organization, because everybody that is a union plumber for 34 and 15 put money into this program to keep their brothers working, and that's what it's all about.
I think the one rate is a great idea. And I wasn't a believer at first when I first got involved in the union, but the bottom line is it doesn't matter whether one of my plumbers is working on the high-rise downtown or working on a multifamily house out in Eagan, they're getting paid the same rate. And I think that's great for retainage and great for the strength of the union.
I believe with all my heart. I mean, what are our numbers? 2,000 plumbers in 15, and probably 450 of them are residential plumbers. If we do a split scale, you're going to get people retiring, but you're also going to get the young bucks going after the other guys' jobs in the commercial industry.
If we had to switch back to a split scale, being a service plumber and making less than a commercial plumber, it'd be really difficult for me to stay in the service industry, just for the sole fact that I also got to pay the same bills that all my other brothers need to pay.
I started off my career as a plumber, non-union, and that was one of my big regrets. I wish I would have got into the union from day one. It's the benefits with the union, the steady work that I get here, it's just uncomparable.
To have the brotherhoods and the program that we have, everybody just throwing a little money in the kitty to keep more people employed and our union bigger and stronger.
It benefits us, it benefits the employees, and it benefits the customers. So it's all around, it's a good program.
So I don't know if we would be here, quite frankly, without the rebate program.